Good morning, my good people. How are you today? So, I just want to have some real talk. You know, one thing about death, people get funny and people get crazy. And when you think it should be the most sensitive time, sometimes people can be the most insensitive. It hurts my heart when I hear that people who I love or people that are like my sisters, my brothers, go through times of disappointment. You never know when one has grown up to feel rejected their entire life, to feel unwanted, to feel unloved, to feel like they've never fit in. I feel like at a time of death, every human who is in touch with humanity and inner self and love and compassion and empathy and sympathy want closure. We want closure. Those who have had both parents, raised with both parents have been actively, productively healthy in your life, even if they are unhealthy. They have been in your life. You will never know what it's like to not know what it is like to have no parents or an absent parent or one parent there and one parent not there. You could never understand the spirit of rejection and how powerful the spirit of rejection is, and how it impacts who we are, who we become, who we develop ourselves to be from early on. I say all this to say, when I get a call, a text, or something that stirs my spirit in the early morning, it's something that stabs me and hurts me. When one of my sisters hurt, I hurt. No one will ever know what it's like to be parentless. I have someone that's close to me who parent died coming up on a week ago. I don't know how many years. Their mother passed away. And then just as of recently, their father had passed away. And I know when I had recently spoke to her, the agenda was, I need to see him, Mom. I need closure. I need this because it took so long for me to get this. And I can remember years ago when we would talk and they would express to me how they wanted to be a part of a family, how they needed to fit in because their mother died when they were so young. And they didn't even really remember. And how they knew that they had this dad and that they just wanted to feel like they were loved and they belonged. And they knew that they had other siblings and they knew that they just wanted to feel like a part of something because my mother is gone, but I do have a dad and I look just like him and I want to feel like I am involved in something. And I remember when she would go, they would reject. Doors were slammed in her face. She was even told that, we don't know if you really belong. And in a way that it was so hurtful. So after years and years of wanting to feel like you belong to something, years and years after feeling like you've been rejected, you don't know who you are, what you want to do, where you belong. I am now, because of the spirit of rejection, in a self-crisis of who am I? Where do I belong? Am I loved? Was I ever loved? Was I created in love? But those who have the opportunity to have that type of interaction, they don't understand that when closure is not given to the one who struggled the most with the acceptance is now parentless. The core of their heart and their soul in trying to figure out now is even more lengthier because I didn't get to say goodbye. People, in our brokenness of our own, we still have to try to be mindful of those who love the same people that we love. that want to experience or have experienced or haven't yet experienced to the fullness what we've experienced with that person. Whether done on purpose or just a moment of just being illicit in thought or whatever. We have to be mindful, because when that person is gone, how many times do I have to tell y'all in my blogs that there is no coming back from death? We cannot come back from that. We cannot repay that. We cannot say, oh, you can get it, but they're gone. So am I really getting it? I'm speaking to an empty shell now. But I had time to speak into the spirit of someone still breathing. They might not have been able to talk, but we all know medically the hearing is the last to go. Yes, I'm in my feelings. Yes, I'm feeling some type of way because I've sat and I've prayed and I have walked and I have cried with people, with this individual who I know needed what they needed for what they needed to survive. And sometimes what you need is not what I need. What I need is not what you need. But don't deny me my need because you don't have an understanding of the core of who I am and my struggle and my walk, because I struggle in secret and in silence. Be mindful. Be mindful. You don't know. You still have a parent. You don't know what it's like to be now parentless after I struggled so long to get acceptance. And all I wanted to say was goodbye. Now y'all gotta eat that. Y'all gotta sit on that. They have to eat that because they're hurting. They are broken right now. And they're saying, all I wanted to do was say thank you for finally accepting me as yours, because I didn't know my mom and I wanted to know where I belonged, who created me. And I want to say thank you to my dad, to my father, for finally saying, yeah, baby, I love you. You my baby. I just needed to know that, and I needed to let him know that I knew that, and I needed to let him know from my heart that I appreciate him, and I thank him for the time that we have had, because it meant everything to me. And you are now gone. Y'all, we gotta be mindful. We have to stop being so selfish. And at the end of the day, people use excuses like, well, it must wasn't in God's plan. Let me tell y'all, selfish people and humans out there, it has nothing to do with God, who I call the Holy One. It has absolutely nothing to do with him. You know what it has to do with? Don't have nothing to do with the time. It has to do with us being human and being selfish and having free will. Don't blame it on who you serve. It ain't got nothing to do with his timing, because all the time was given. If he was still alive and breathing, time was allotted. So do not, I dare you not, make that your excuse. Make it that you are insensitive, you were not thinking clearly, you were not being mindful, but you operated in your free will and what you assumed would be more time. Don't even muster up your faith to even come up with that one, because it's false information. That's called free will, and it's called not being mindful and selfish. Or rather, it was on purpose or not, the point is it was done and you can't undo it now. Period. In the time of someone, for anyone out there now, if this happens to you and you need your closure, do what it takes to get your closure. You know why? Because at the end of the day, when caskets close and nighttime falls and days and nights roll on, nobody's laying in the bed wiping a tear but you yourself wiping your own snot and tears. The people who have done it or went on, rather, like I said, purpose or not on purpose, they gone on to wipe their own, and they got somebody. When it's just you and the nightfall and your memory, it's just you. So whatever you need to do to get your closure for you, then you do it. If you got to walk, then go ahead. If you got to call anyway, fuss, whatever you do, you go ahead. Because at the end of the day, you live with you. You live in you. And you have to deal with you. And your wants and regrets and I didn't get tos. It's you who have to feel the burden of that hurt. And for those who have the power, that's the word, to give people closure, give these people their stuff. Give it to them. That's on your hands. Because you didn't do what you could do. You know, I'm at a point like, okay, even if I'm tired, and you get drained when you watching somebody lifeless and leaving here. Open the door and let me in. You go lay down. I'm going to go lay down. Okay, baby, I'll open the door. I can't do it. I got to lay down. You can come visit with the person. What they going to do with me? I ain't got to sit up over you and hold your hand. I'm going to open the door and I'm going to say, look, I just can't right now, baby. I done did it all night and I'm just tired. I'm drained mentally. But I'm going to leave the door open. And you come on in and you sit with grandpa, sit with dad, sit with uncle, sit with auntie, sit with grandma, sit with mommy. That's what you do. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm watching somebody being broken. I'm watching somebody shatter before me. And I'm watching somebody say, I can never get that back. And bawl their eyes out. I can never get that back. And they can't. So to people who have the power, relinquish your power to someone else to say, farewell, thank you, I love you, see you soon, goodbye. Especially if you know you have another parent. My sister, she's parentless. And nobody knows the struggle that she took. I know, other siblings know the struggle that it took to get her to here. I just want to see him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to know him. And finally, it happened. And all they wanted to do was say, thank you. I love you. And see you later, Dad. We have to be mindful, people. So if you're in a position, if you're the power of attorney, I can't even say it right. Y'all, I'm sorry. Power of attorney over someone, over whatever, over their last life wishes. Please don't be selfish, y'all, to someone else. Please don't. Please don't. Don't do it. Don't use your free will. Whether you use it to be vindictive or not, don't do that. Whether you use your free will just because you're not even thinking correctly, you didn't take time to consult your God to say, okay, what do I need to do? Okay, those are things that are all legit, spiritually legit. But it still does not negate the fact that this person now cannot ever say it and it be heard. This person cannot, and you can tell somebody these excuses, well, you know, he can still hear you. Do we know that? Is we dead? And I'm using some old ghetto grammar right now. Is we dead? How do we know that? We would like to believe those things. But do we know for sure? Are we dead? Do we know that they can really hear? So we just say that because it's comforting. Do we know? We don't. So don't even say that either. Don't even say that either. Because we don't know. And that ain't going to help the person no better because they know they have a chance to talk to them while they was living. So all these cliches and bullcrap that we make up in the time of people's brokenness, stop. Stop. Sometimes just apologize. I messed up. I made a bad call. I love you. Please forgive me. I messed up. That's the best words to say. Don't give me no cliche when you know you messed up. Don't give me nothing about God when you know he ain't had nothing to do with your humanity and your foolishness and your selfishness and your free will. Don't give that to me. Don't give it to me. Call somebody to go clean off. Don't do it. So I say all this to say, in the time of death, be mindful of someone else's brokenness. You don't know their struggle. You don't know how it is going to feel to be parentless. I love you people out there. I love all my people. My melanin folk, I love y'all, but we got to do better. To be better, we got to do better. We got to do better. We must do better when it comes to this death thing, this sickness thing, this final last word thing, the pulling the plug thing. I'm telling you, in the last year, I've had so many personal encounters of the confusion of, do I pull the plug? And then one sibling pull the plug, the other sibling mad, and they ain't understanding. Did I pull the plug too soon? Did you? And then it's too. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. Y'all know that I'm continually always praying for you, boo. I just needed to have this real talk because it was down in my spiritual. And I needed to express it from my external. So I need you to know that I'm not bashing anybody that has done it or walked in it. I'm just trying to tell you how we can be better, how we should be more mindful, and how we should be who we need to be to the people that need us at that time. We gotta love better. We gotta live better, and we gotta learn how to give better. Because some things, y'all, we're not getting back. Time, we can't get back. Death, we cannot come back from. So please, be better. And when you're wrong, just say it. Don't give nobody no cliches, and don't blame it on your God. Own our stuff, people. Hug, love, kiss up, and walk through the healing process. Because at this point, that's what's needed. Praying for you. Always. My sis and everyone else that has struggled with this thing right here. Hold on. And I'm praying for every bereaved person. Respectfully, Monty.